Hello everyone, this is the Paper Princess and we're now on page 6 of Snow in the City, and I am doing this a little differently. I am just going to write down these measurements, and you can write them down too and then cut them, and then we'll score them together. So the A flap is going to be 7 7/8 by 6, so that's 2 lines before 8. There essentially are 2 B flaps, but I wrote it as B and C. They're the same measurement, but we're going to cut them differently. So cut 2 pieces that are 7 7/8 by 4.5, and that's again 2 lines before 8. And D is going to be a pocket, so that's 8 5/8 by 4, and that is going to be 2 lines after 8.5 by 4. Now a lot of these cuts, I have a lot of leftover pieces that are like 4 1/4. If you have a leftover piece and it's 4 1/4, you don't have to cut that 1/4 inch off. It's just going to be a pocket, so you'll have a little deeper pocket, that's all. So if you have these leftover flaps from all these times that we've cut, you can use that. That's approximately 4. E is going to just be a flap closure, so that's 5.5 by 2 3/4. Okay, so let's score these together after you've cut everything. Okay, so the A flap, we're going to cut with the 6-inch side facing the top. B and C are the same thing. The 4.5-inch side is facing the top. D is our pocket, so we're going to start with the longer side facing up. This is a horizontal pocket. And these pockets really allow you to save some of the such pretty paper that you don't want to cover up with pictures. You can put on little photo mats or booklets and put in these pockets so you can still see. Some of the things are just so pretty you don't want to cover them up all the way. So that's why these pockets come in handy. So now E is going to be scored in the middle, and I believe that's 2 3/4. Yeah, so 5.5 is 2 3/4. Okay. And let's get this all taped up. So the E, we don't need to tape. The D pocket, we will tape on the textured side with the raised score line facing up. C. So now C and B are the same, but we're going to cut one of these with a wavy line. That's why I had them labeled differently. One will just be straight, one with a wavy line. The wavy line is optional if you want, and I will show you that, but it looks very cool in this book. Okay, so I'm going to press all this down. So one of these, the C flap, I'm not going to fold it just yet because that's the one I'm going to put the wavy line on. And the pocket you can cut now if you want, but we don't have to fold that quite yet till we're ready to use it. So just be sure not to go in to the pocket. You just go right up to that intersection line and try not to cross into the pocket. Okay, so let's do our wavy line first. Now, what I've done, let me see, these are Kiwi Lane, or if you have any other kind of, some people have a ruler that's wavy, just something with a wavy line. If you want, you can also freehand it, because the way we're gonna cut the paper is just by following whatever you have on here, which I will show you. So just pick whichever wavy line. You can freehand it, you can pick any of the Kiwi lanes. I'm using Paisley Place, and let me see what I think looks good. I might try you just play around and see what you think. Let me try this bigger one. No, that's like too big. All right, so I'll do this one. I am doing Paisley Place 3B. There is no wrong answer. It's whatever you think would look good. So I'm gonna do this one. And what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna draw with a pencil and follow this wave here. Whoop. That back. All right. Take some scissors. And follow the line. Gives an interesting look when you see this all with the design paper on there. Okay, I like the way that looks. And then I can just erase any of the pencil marks on the edge. Okay, now let's get everything placed down. So I've got my 6 up here in the corner, and I'm gonna put my A flap on the left-hand side. And I don't think I'm going to put, well, maybe I'll put a little, it's up to you. I'm just gonna put a little curvy line. I think that'll go with the curvy line of the other flaps. And where's my tool here? Let's take off the backing. And so we're doing the same thing. We have just a little space to the left and right. And follow it right to the edge and press down gently. And now our first flap is down. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to have my wavy flap on the outside of this book. So this is going to be going over top of here. So I'm going to place that down first, and the other B flap will go underneath this. Okay, so I'm going to hold that down. And so I can look left and right which is the top and bottom of the page, and this flap lines up with this flap. And then I can just gently guide it down my thumbs on the edge of the paper. I know it's on the edge, I can feel it right here. Okay, and then let's take our B or C, whichever one you didn't cut, the straight one, and we can put that underneath. Now that can be either straight or with a little bit of a corner, and since I rounded A, I think I will round this. Okay, so now this goes right over here, and you want this edge of this flap not to be right on top of this score line, just a little bit above it, so it has enough room to fold over. A little shadow going, but there we go. Before I press down too hard, I want to make sure. Oh, I could get it a little further from that. It feels a little like it's struggling to go over. I didn't press very hard, so I can easily lift this up. I just feel a little bit of room would be nice, so I just want to give myself a little bit more space here. There. Now this goes over nice and easy. And let's put the pocket in here. Okay, so let's fold all these edges of our pocket. Take off the bottom. Okay. All right, so let's get this in between this, oops, press that down, this score line and this score line, and we'll just have a little bit of space on either side. That's why there's all these 7/8 measurements, because I just want to give that little 1/8 of an inch so that these flaps can go over top of this pocket and everything that'll be in it. So that goes over like that, goes like this, and then your little booklet that you scored, here we go. Let me just make sure this is lined up. So basically, this is going to go on top of this inside straight flap right around here, and you put that down first. This goes inside, over top, and then this goes over. So in order to figure out where you want to place this, you want to look at however you have your curve so that this is underneath of it. So it looks like I have to go to around here so that this is covered up. So I'm going to put a little pencil mark in the top corner, one going up and one going to the side, and that will tell me, I might as well do it down here too, where I need to be when I glue this down. So I have little pencil marks where I want this to be, and then you would decorate the top of this with your design paper and then put this so that it lines up with these pencil marks that you just made. And that way you know this will be underneath this wave. Okay, so let's get the magnets down and then I can show you which design paper goes where. So on this flap, let's put 2, because I know this, If I had one in the middle, I know this would flip up a little. So I'll put that right in there. And if I go a little bit in, I will be less likely to have a bubble in the middle. So I'll put that right around there. And let me see where they land and make sure I'm on top. Yes, I have plenty of room. They will land on top of there, of that A flap. Okay. Then we're going to put 2 magnets inside of our little flap booklet here. Okay, so this is going to be on top of here, and it'll hold this down. It's going to be right around here. This will be taped down, so that'll be nice and steady. Where am I going to put a magnet? Hold on. I don't have any magnets on this B flap, but let me see real quick. Yes, I do. I want this flap to not stick up. So let me put 2, because if I have my one in the middle, well, let me look, make sure. I just try to conserve whenever I can. Let's try putting 1 right there and see if we can get away with that. Where to go? Okay, it's stuck to my little tool. Okay. I want to make sure this lands above the pocket. All right, so this lays down. This is going to lay down on top of that. It's a little bouncy, so what you might want to do, even though you've got this taped here, I'm going to put a magnet underneath here to land over there. Otherwise, I think it puffs up a little. But it's not absolutely necessary because you are going to have that magnet door closure there. right here. But just for a little extra, since this is a pretty big page, I'm going to put a magnet here. So that goes there, this goes here. This little pocket is going to be in here, so I'm just going to put that there for now. And that is it, page 6. So we are on our last pocket page, and I will see you in the next video. We will work on page 7.